If you've ever traveled California State Route 89 over Monitor Pass in Mono County, you've no doubt noticed this spectacular valley below. At roughly 4,800 square acres, this pristine wilderness area known as Slinkard Valley is a little slice of paradise for hunters and anglers. But on this spring morning, a group of scientists with the California Department of Fish and Wildlife's Heritage and Wild Trout program have come to Slinkard Valley for a different reason.
This week, we are doing a training on Slinkard Creek for our new scientific aids.
But in order to get to the creek, which sits on the far side of the valley, the team must first make a 4-mile, teeth-jarring off-road trek.
We just hired 3 new scientific aides to the program who don't have a lot of fisheries experience. So we're working with our statewide crew to make sure we're all on the same page, ready to move forward with consistent methods and approach throughout the rest of the field season as we go forward.
One of the projects we have going on later is an eradication project, eradicating a non-native species. And so we're really spending a lot of time this week going over that protocol, how we're doing that.
Between the 1870s and 1920s, the newly formed Board of Fish Commissioners, a precursor to the California Department of Fish and Wildlife, arranged to have eastern brook trout shipped to California by the trainload in an effort to lure anglers and sportsmen to the still young Golden State. What these early fish and game pioneers didn't understand was the impact these transplants would have on the native trout populations.
Slinkard Creek is a Lahontan cutthroat trout, or LCT stream, that has invasive brook trout in it.
It's important to remove the brook trout from the Lahontan cutthroat trout because they outcompete the Lahontan cutthroat trout and their numbers are in decline.
The key to successfully removing the brook trout lies in a series of man-made waterfalls called gabion barriers. Placed strategically along the creek, the barriers work like a sequence of giant steps. They allow the fish to swim downstream over the waterfalls, but the steps are too high for the fish to swim back up. Starting with the top tiers of the creek and working their way down, the crew can remove the brook trout without worrying that the fish will eventually make their way back.
Our dewatering protocol has several steps. First, we start with creating a sandbag dam, which essentially stops the flow of water.
We divert the water through big plastic pipes outside of the creek.
This will lower the flows within the creek itself and allow us to come in and remove the non-native trout.
Nick, is it pinched there?
It looks okay.
The diversion process only lowers the water level in a small portion of the creek. This forces the fish to consolidate in the deeper pools within that section, making them easier to trap.
Sometimes they get low enough that you can just grab them with your hands, but we do go back through with the electroshocking unit.
Electrofishing is where we have a backpack with a battery that conducts current through the water, and it momentarily stuns the fish so we can then net them and put them in buckets to recover.
The trainees work alongside the veteran scientists, clearing a roughly 1/4 mile stretch of the creek. It is slow work. Once they're confident they've caught all the fish in this part of the stream, the new scientific aids learn how to measure and weigh each fish.
45. 1.1.
Then they separate the brook trout from the Lahontan cutthroat trout and release the Lahantans back into the creek. And the brook trout are relocated to a new home.
A lot of the brook trout that we're going to be removing will be moving into Kerman Lake.
The cool thing about Kerman Lake is that it has a ton of food sources for these trout, so they get up to trophy size, but there's no spawning habitat, so it has to be stocked. And so translocating non-native trout from one stream to the lake is one way we keep up that fishery.
The work can be backbreaking.
One of you put a rock like right there, please.
but the new crew doesn't mind a bit.
I've been working for Fish and Wildlife. This will be my second day, and then I've been volunteering with them for about a year and a half.
Cool, you like it?
I love it, yes. A great job.
It's really important to train them ahead of time. That way, when you're actually out doing the survey, you're not spending a lot of your time training them instead of like actually conducting the survey.
They did well. We have great new scientific aides that are really strong and ask great questions and pick up skills quickly. So we were able to get through a lot of our goals really quickly and efficiently.
The Department of Fish and Wildlife is really an opportunity to make a difference in conservation. You get to work in beautiful areas. I mean, this is the office for the day or the week right here. But you also have a unique opportunity to make a difference on the ground.